You're still watching Ways Now. Are you looking for ways to care for the earth, your body, and helpless animals at all at the same time? Then look no further than World Vegan Day. World Vegan Day first occurred in November 1st, 1994, as a way of commemorating the 50th anniversary of the United Kingdom Vegan Society, and indeed the term vegan. Even though the Vegan Society was established at this point, the idea of eating only foods that avoid the use of animal products has been around much longer. In fact, it's been estimated that veganism had probably been around for at least 2,000 years, and the idea of vegetarianism was perhaps around for even 500 years prior to that, when Greek philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras of Samos made it part of his life's work to promote acting with benevolence and care for all species. Now, many followers of Buddhism are also promoters of vegetarianism, and they do not believe in inflicting harm on other animals. So they practice the act of eating grass. So who has tried being the vegan meal ever here? I tried it I don't think I lasted 1 week.
Why?
See, I woke up this morning. This was on my mind, turkey. Okay. I went to the fridge, brought out my turkey, grilled it. Microwaved it, and that was what I had for breakfast. So I can't imagine life without eggs, chicken, fish, prawns. Just name it. I can't imagine my life without it. But people that do it, I give them kudos. I hear that is the healthiest way to actually live. To live a vegan, it's actually very, very healthy. Your system is clean. But I've tried it, it did not work. I didn't last up to a week.
My system is not dirty, please. Well, happy World Vegan Day to the vegans, right? That's what we call them. We have a few of them in Nigeria, but the interesting thing about it happening here is when it happens, they attach spirituality to it. If you're not eating all those animals, you kind of see well, you have spiritual eyes. You'll be able to...
No, but there's clarity, but you know that there's a science behind beef. If you eat beef, it takes longer to digest. So even without being...
talking of digesting, I'm saying yes, it's a good way of life.
When your system
comes to this part of the world,
when you eat something that you hold on, I want to relate it with you. Once you eat something that sinks into your system and everything just enters the system well, your brain will be open to think well.
What do you want your brain to be open?
But you see, when you are... have you eaten sometimes that you feel so tired and there's so much fatigue, you can't even think straight because your tummy is too, like you have indigestions happening.
Why are you not a vegan? You don't want your brain to be open?
I don't tell you.
Well, it's a very beautiful way to live.
It is.
However, it's not for everyone. So please find your lane and stay there. If you're a vegan, please kudos to you. Keep it going. And for some of us we are not vegans, but
they try.
We are being controlled in our eating.
But you eat it.
Oh yes.
You just don't overeat the animal.
Yes, I don't. I'm very considerate, Elsie.
You eat it gradually.
You're horrible. Because of that, take your story first.
My story. So my story is not important to her.
No, it's actually very important. That's why I wanted you to mention it.
So Nigerians, I think it's Lagosians now. So I saw this very funny headline online on one of the blogs, and it read, Nigerian man sentenced to 5 days mental health evaluation because he crossed the expressway. And it was interesting because of the way it was narrated. So I'll just read out the way the person who narrated it from Dubai, UAE, actually put it. He said, I pick this Nigerian every morning on my way to work. For 5 days, I did not see him. This morning, I saw and asked him why I didn't see him. He said, bros, since you don't carry me, shey I resemble or act like person we don't mad or they mad? I said no. He said he crossed the main road instead of using a pedestrian bridge and was caught by a CID. Instead of getting a fine, he gave him a 5-day mandatory mental evaluation at the federal government hospital. He asked why he did that, and he said only a mentally deranged person will leave a pedestrian bridge to cross an express road. And it just got me thinking, like, the number or the amount of mentally deranged people in Lagos State.
This thing you said just yesterday. Yes, we were going to, when we were on our way to the concession park, just by, you saw that guy now that almost got crushed, and they were just at the mouth, at Lekki Phase 1 here, the mouth of the pedestrian bridge. So why did you not use the pedestrian bridge?
I think here in Nigeria, we've gotten so used to
Chaos.
indiscipline, right? And not adhering to rules. And we do not even know the implications. Now, these are countries or nations who have put safety around
as
the
priority.
Human individual, the human being, right? So we have become, the abnormal has become normal.
Yes.
That's why when we travel,
But let
we
me
think
not
that
lie.
everywhere
Let
is
me
the
not
same
lie.
thing.
Let me not
They
lie.
are mentally deranged.
The first time I went to Dubai, I will not lie.
You
In
crossed.
2020, I crossed road. Oh
Did
my
you
God.
see the
I was the
bridge?
worst feeling ever in my life.
Did you see the bridge?
I didn't see bridge.
There was no bridge.
There was no bridge.
You didn't.
But
do
I
it.
did not press Pelican Bay.
Okay.
I just
You just ran across. That's the Nigerian in you. And most Nigerians need psychological evaluation because
of course, I agree.
the abnormal has become normal to us. So when we now see the normal, it's abnormal.
Yeah.
You know, there was a story about somebody who actually tried to cross the road and everybody stopped and he was shocked. And then he ran back because he didn't believe. And then he went again and everybody, so he said, oh, wow, they are stopping for me. So according to us here, zebras that are the only ones that cross the pedestrian, right? And I mean, it's really sad.
But I think it's the value for human life, and I like
Yes.
that fact. I remember when I went to the UK, was it in 2012? Then I stayed with a friend of mine, and she lives where she lives is just when you come out from the door, there's a road. So we were locking our door. Myself and my mom were together on that trip. We were locking the door. We wanted to go out. We were still locking the door. We had not turned. As soon as the truck driver saw us coming out from the car, we were still there, was gisting, and we didn't know that this guy was actually waiting for us to cross. We were just there. We were wondering why is the guy there and all of that. Until we crossed, we now saw him drive
There's
past.
lots of
So it's
patience.
value
That sense
and
for
peace
human
of
life.
mind.
You know, it's a
very
value for
important.
human life.
And we need to learn from that.
Yeah.
in
No, my
Nigeria.
quick. Let's take your story.
So my story is, I don't know, probably a sad one.
It's a very
because,
sad
but yet
situation.
it's still unveiling. The main, okay, well, the story says many people feared trapped in building collapses in Lagos, in Ikoyi, Lagos, like Elsie would say.
Yes, sir.
Right. And the story goes that many people were feared to be trapped in a building that collapsed in the Ikoyi area, which was, I think, around Gerrard Road in Lagos today. And it was learned that the incident happened in the afternoon, about 2 p.m. in Lagos. The first responders, well, there were spokespeople saying that, okay, people are rallying around to make sure that they detect human life under the debris and all of that. But the interesting thing about the story is that these are luxury apartments. I hear that 3-bedroom luxury apartments and about 21-story building. And these apartments have been fully paid for. And for this kind of collapse, I don't know the amount of money that was invested in that property, but it's a very serious cause for concern.
Okay.
Because in Nigeria, of course, talking about value for human life again, we really don't value. If a building like that can collapse, you can only imagine the state of most of the structures around that we
So
see.
let's draw our attention, because we found two pictures that we thought to bring to our notice. One was a letter, and the other one, let me read the other one, the Capital Business Politics Lifestyle, some paper, and there's an arrow signifying the date at which this publication was made. It was in July, the 5th of July 2020, where it said that the governor Sanwo-Olu was he sealed up this particular structure to prevent calamity. Then there's a letter by the alleged contractors that were handling the building, and the letter was in that letter were saying that they were withdrawing from the services, right? From their services, they didn't want to have anything to do with the structure anymore, because it seems like
that they were cutting corners.
It seemed like the clients were cutting corners. And in that letter, it says we can guarantee the integrity of the first 2 buildings, because there are 2 buildings there, and also the works done up until the 4th floor of this particular structure that collapsed of the 3rd building, supervised by us, provided specifications that have been met in terms of the required concrete strength. Because you are building a high-rise, there is a lot of mixture and mathematics that has to go on. The right rods have to be used, the right concrete mix. My father is a builder, so I understand even some of these things. The foundation, no. So even if you listen to this conversation or this story now, it's telling you that up until the 4th floor,
yes,
they were supervising and they were ensuring that everything was going. And don't forget that this building was supposed to be 15 floors. They moved it up to 21 floors, right? So who is the person that's supposed to lose their job from the part of the government? Because this solely lies on leadership, right? If we do not, as leaders, if we do not turn a blind eye to certain things like this will not happen, because there's supposed to be an integrity test for every structure. So somebody is supposed to be taking that integrity test seriously from the side of the government, and if it's not working, they seal it. So for the fact that it was sealed in 2020 and construction resumed, and now people are feared dead in that building, somebody or some people have to lose their job. They have to answer for it.
Currently, they say that about 3 people have been rescued from the rubble and 4 are dead so far. That's the news.
Saying that the owner of the building was actually in the building when it collapsed.
Yes.
And he's feared dead as well. So I mean, it's a lot of hearsay right now.
Yeah.
But the fact on ground is that the building has collapsed, and of course, one fact as well is that
lives have been lost
in 2020,
and it's,
we need to understand why.
It was
reopened, and who ascertained it to
absolutely
be, up to par for it to be reopened again. I mean, this is very sad. When you hear building collapse, you'll be expecting, maybe it's an old building.
You know, the most depressing thing for me,
the
most depressing thing for me is I saw the breaking news at 2 p.m. I thought when I was leaving the house, because I was monitoring it live in a particular TV channel, and I was watching. As at 4:15 that I drove out of my house, they had not the rescue. Because you need all the bulldozers, the whatever to be able to lift those what's it called, the rubble, to be able to get through to the people that are trapped there. So up until that time that I got there, they were not there. How can it take 2 hours, for goodness sake?
Value for human life again.
We'll take a break. We're talking leadership today, so let's calm down. We'll be right back.